Hello, hello, it's Maria. I'm a reporter here with WDW Magazine, here to take you on another magical escape. I am coming to you today from Epcot, where Space 220 has invited us out to celebrate their 3rd anniversary. Big thank you to Space 220 for having us out today. I cannot wait to experience some menu items and possibly some drinks as well. So without further ado, let's head 220 miles above Epcot. Let's go.
You're riding aboard the Mark V Stellarator, the latest in space elevator design and technology. Today, you'll have a spectacular view of Florida and the eastern seaboard. Enjoy the ride. I'll be back in a bit with arrival information.
Space 220 offers a 2-course lunch seating and a 3-course dinner seating in this highly themed restaurant that is set 220 miles above Epcot. You get to take the Stellarator up to Space 220 before this massive, huge floor-to-ceiling window is revealed where you are actually overlooking planet Earth. Keep your eye out, there are some really fun astronauts and spaceships and even some little Disney Easter eggs that will pass by while you are dining. And Space 220 is currently celebrating its 3rd anniversary, and they are about to debut some brand new menu items on October 14th, which we are here to preview. Space 220 offers 2 different meal periods, a lunch and a dinner. At lunch, it is a 2-course meal, and then at dinner, it is a 3-course meal. The lunch portion here at Space 220, it is a great time to come into the air conditioning and sit down. Midday at Epcot, it is one of the hottest times to walk around, and right now, it is during the Food and Wine Festival at the point of this recording, and those food booths tend to get really popular during lunchtime. So if you want some break from the sun in the mid-afternoon here in Epcot and only want to experience a 2-course version of the meal here at a bit of a lesser price point, lunch is what you would want to do here at Space 220. That's what I'm experiencing here today. All right, Disney Pog Juice fans, here is this is the Pog drink. It is spelled P2OG because there is pineapple and passion fruit in it. That's where you get the P squared from. They replaced the rum in this. This used to have Malibu coconut rum in it, but on the brand new menu debuting October 14th, this will have a Jamaican dark rum, which is what my version of it has. It makes it a little bit less sweet, which I love. I don't really like sweet drinks. The Pog portion of it is definitely sweet enough. And the Jamaican dark rum comes through on the end. If you're someone who likes a sweeter cocktail, this one's definitely for you. The other cocktail I'm trying is one that has been on the menu since Space 220 opened. This is the Black Old Fashioned. The sugar that they use in this, the sweetener, is actually what makes it black. They told us that it's a little bit of a sweeter old fashioned. I order old fashions everywhere I go all the time, and I don't find this to be sweet at all. They just use some black sugar instead of a simple syrup to give it the color. It is very strong. It is not at all sweet. You can absolutely taste the bourbon in this, and if you are a non-sweet drink fan like myself, this would be the one to get for you, and it is still on the menu, so it has stood the test of time, and it is a guest favorite. 2 new appetizers coming to the menu on October 14th. One of them is a tuna tartare and a pani puri, which the chef let us know is actually an Indian street food that they fry and it puffs up and it creates like this fried tempura shell that they put the tuna tartare into. This is a very, very light bite, and it was on an avocado wasabi, which gave it an Asian flavor profile in my opinion. And the other was my favorite savory item that was served to us today. It is the Brussels sprouts salad. That was absolutely fantastic. There were caramelized Brussels sprouts on top of a whipped herbed ricotta cheese, which really cut through the acidity of the vegetables nicely. I loved that it almost had a sweet glaze on those vegetables that really got nice and caramelized. The flavors combined great. Pumpkin seeds added a nice crunch to it. It was served warm, and like I said, was my favorite of the savory dishes that we were served. Here is some of the new trading cards from the brand new trading cards that are being released. There are several series of these cards, and they are highly coveted items. One of the managers just came over and told us that they're a big deal on eBay and all of that, but check it out. Here's how you read them. He just told us. If you go up here, you look at the series. This is the Uranus series, and this one right here is card number 2 from that series. This is the Earth series. This one is card number 1, 2, 3 from that series. So the little dots on the sides let you know what card number and from what series they are. This bacon cubes was actually from series 1. This is the brand new culinary card here at Space 220. The other trading cards that I showed either come with a mocktail or with a kids meal. These are exclusive. Only Chef Mark, the head chef here, can hand these dining cards out. There are 4 in the series. This is the brand new one that's coming out today. This is the flip side of it. On the flip side, it actually tells you factual information about nutrition that astronauts need to get while they're up in space. So these are very, very coveted trading cards that can only be distributed distributed by Chef Mark here. Let's talk about the entrees that we were served here. There are 2 new entrees coming to the Space 220 menu. One of them is a tandoori chicken. It is Indian inspired. The chef let us know that they have a lot of Indian students that work in the kitchen here at Space 220, and they are often making different tandoori dishes. This one was inspired and it was created in honor of those Indian chefs. It is a tandoori chicken on top of a curry with vegetables. It has peppers, carrots, and tomatoes in the curry. If you are someone who likes Indian flavor, that is packed with Indian flavor to the maximum on that one. And that tandoori chicken also came with a side of coconut rice. I thought it was gonna be like a rice pudding when it was served, but it was served warm and it was made with coconut milk. So it's a little bit on the sweeter side in terms of rice, but it is not nearly as sweet as like a rice pudding goes. So that was a nice welcome surprise to kind of mix in with that curry vegetables. The other brand new entree that they are serving here is a grouper dish. It is a little bit on the spicy side with a pasta puree on the bottom, and that puree is meant to kind of cut down a bit on the spice and give a textural contrast to the fish. So 2 very creative, very different dishes here coming to the brand new Space 220 menu. Now let's get to dessert. In honor of Space 220's 3rd anniversary, October 14th will be the date that they debut a brand new menu. One of the pastry chefs came out and told us a little bit about the brand new desserts that are coming to Space 220, so I'm going to let her take it away and describe what you can expect on the new dessert menu.
With the cosmic cheesecake, this is an interactive dessert for our guests. It's topped with a galaxy-themed chocolate dome that you'll be able to crack with your spoon to reveal your cheesecake. Moving on, we have the Bode Swirl. This is a lemon chiffon with a berry compote and a toasted marshmallow meringue. And I'm gonna cross to the front. We'll keep going around. This here is our Capella. For those of you who don't know, the Capella is the brightest star in the universe. Our Capella is a cranberry orange blondie, and it's topped with a maple mousse and orange curd. We're kind of telling a story this year, so we're going to go on to our sun-themed dessert. Its name is the Soul. It is a hazelnut and coffee tart with cherry gel. And to the back, we're going to move to the Lunar Carrot Cake, which is a vegan carrot cake, a vegan cream cheese. It has carrot gel and some pistachios as well.
We were just served 5 brand new desserts that are coming to Space 220, so I'm going to get right into it. There's a lot of sweetness to get to here today. And the first thing I will say, in addition to the names and how they all tasted, is the pastry chef knocked it out of the park with the design of all of these. These desserts look fantastic. The way they were brought to the table, the presentation, the design, you can tell that she absolutely went for space themed and she nailed the design. They're beautiful. Starting with the cosmic cheesecake. This one looks like the Earth. It looks like a cosmic galaxy, and you crack the chocolate shell and it reveals a chocolate cheesecake. This honestly reminded me a lot more of like a chocolate mousse. It was a chocolate overload flavor. Not at all in a bad way, but more mousse flavored than it is cheesecake. I didn't immediately get cheesecake from that one. I really enjoyed that one. Bode's Swirl is a vanilla cake and it has a berry filling in it. This was very approachable, the most approachable of all of them here. It is a vanilla cake and it just has a berry filling to it. Very fresh cake, very moist cake, good cake, nice sponge to it. And the berries provide a nice tart contrast, but definitely the most approachable of all of them here. Next, Capella. This might have been one of my favorites of the desserts. It is named after the brightest star in the galaxy, Capella. I liked this one because it had the most different flavors of all of them. It had a nice spiced base cake on the bottom that had a lot of cinnamon and like holiday flavored spices in it, but then it had a fruit mousse that kind of came squirting out when we cut into it, as well as a vanilla mousse dome on top. Really nice flavor contrast. Texturally, this one contrasted well with itself as well. Next up, the Soul, named after the sun. And the design of this one, it has a caramel piece on the top that to me looks like the bubbling surface of the sun, if you've ever seen renderings of it. It looks just like it. You cut into this one, and this one has a coffee profile, a chocolate coffee tandem profile. And again, this was another one of my 2 favorites in tandem with the Capella because of the flavor and texture contrast that this one has. It's got a coffee chocolate base with a nice coffee mousse on it and that caramel crunch on top. Nice contrast all in that one. And finally, the vegan option is the Lunar Carrot Cake. This one has an interesting frosting on it. It almost is like a cream cheesy style frosting, but vegan. And the cake itself in this one was more of like a pumpkin pie texture than it was a carrot cake. It was almost moussey in a way. It wasn't cakey at all. There were nuts in it, so it did have a texture contrast, but of all of them, this probably lands last on my list of favorites. But fantastic presentation. That is my big takeaway from the desserts, is how fantastic they look when they came to the table.
Pecan crunch oatmeal mocktail.
And that is going to do it for me here today at Space 220. Another big thank you to Space 220 for inviting us out to preview this brand new menu. Happy 3-year anniversary, Space 220. It's such a cool place to be. I really love the big windows that allow you to overlook Earth as you're dining from 220 miles above space. And paired with these new menu items and new trading cards, if you're into that, it is definitely a place to come check out, or check out again now that they've introduced these brand new items. Thanks again for following along with me here today. My name is Maria, and I will see you in the next Magical Escape.
Subscribe to WDW Magazine and escape to Walt Disney World every single month. This large format glossy magazine is filled with content, not ads. Subscribe now and don't miss another month of magic.